Hi, everyone. Welcome to the When We Cry podcast. This covers a lot. Well, we're a podcast group covering a lot of Ryukishi's works, from Umineko to Higurashi and Sakonia when anyone decides to ever actually read it. We're a big group, so this is going to be a nice little introduction for everybody. I'm Dee. I'm going to be hosting this one podcast session. I don't know about the future, who knows. And let's have everyone introduce themselves. Just say your name for now.
Hey, I'm Anonymous, or you can call me Anon. My real name's Luke. I usually go by Anonymous though.
Hello, people with good taste. I'm Des, and that's a reference to Dvanor.
I'm Avatrice, also known as Erica. Yeah, that's my real name. And hopefully this will be an interesting thing for everyone to listen to.
And I'm Horsecam.
Lorenzo here.
This is Mushroom.
Hey, Rhetoric. My real name is Jackson, and I'm excited to get into this.
Hi, this is Sayame, and I can't wait for this.
Hi, my name is Yensid. I'm absolutely no relation to the Kingdom Hearts character. That's just an anagram of my actual name.
Is your name Disney?
That's what it is. No.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Sure? I think your name's Disney. Let's go with that.
Is it Sydney?
Fuck it. Yeah.
Also, I hate to be a pedant, but Yensid is actually originally a character from Fantasia. He was
it's in Kingdom Hearts 2, so, you know.
Yes.
That's what I've got it from.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Since Rhetoric has to leave ASAP, we'll start with an introduction to folks. Tell us your favorite character and how you got into Ryukishi's works. When We Cry.
Okay, to start off, I think I'm gonna have to say my favorite character is Erica, just because, oh man, I love to hate her, and I think most people will agree that she's a hilarious character. I just love to see her on screen doing whatever she.
She's my role model.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the story of how I got into When We Cry is kind of interesting. Back when I was like a baby middle schooler, I was just getting into anime, and I watched an anime review of Higurashi, the Higurashi anime. And after I saw that, I thought it looked really interesting, so I bought it on DVD, and then proceeded to not watch it for approximately 4 years. Just sat in my room. And I finally opened it up maybe a year and a half ago and watched it all the way through. I was so amazed by it that I immediately watched Season 2, and then found out that Umineko was kind of a spiritual successor or a somewhat sequel in the same universe thing. I was so intrigued, so I went and read it immediately. Absolutely fell in love with it, and now here I am on the When We Cry podcast. So that's my story.
Are you hyped for the new Higurashi anime?
Hell yeah!
It's coming out this fall.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Did you buy one of those Japanese DVDs that's $100 for 3 episodes?
No, I did not. I bought the whole first season. Luckily, I got it for pretty cheap, I think, on Amazon at the time.
Wow.
And to shout out to, the way these are going to be released on YouTube, we've already been recording some podcast episodes before this intro episode, and on one that the Witches Smoking Room podcast group was recording, we actually had the trailer drop right as we were recording, and we had a live reaction to that.
That was great.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
That was such a ride. Oh my god.
Oh, it's so
Look
good.
forward to it, fellas.
Okay, so I think that wraps up my intro.
Yeah, that's good. I actually completely forgot to talk about how this podcast is going to be formatted. I'm so sorry. So the idea behind it is that we're going to have 2 main-ish, lines, if I can really say that. One, we're going to have a book club where we cover, I believe we're going through Umineko first, but then we can also go through Higurashi. The concept of the book club just has, potentially revolving cast members of just talking about some parts of the games or so. And then we have the miscellaneous. We're going to talk about various topics that we care about, such as in Umineko, why is George the worst character? And why was the character and why was the character a popularity poll such bullshit?
Oh
yeah.
my god, I can't wait for that topic.
I mean, I have yet to see a character poll really that isn't bullshit to some degree, to be fair.
No, it's the last one. As in, like, one, it's official on the website, and two is the last one that was ever posted.
No, I mean, like all the Shonen Jump ones, for example, and things like that people do.
Yeah.
Like, most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, they just don't go the way that I think Western audiences in particular expect. Like, I mean, for example, Sailor Mercury is the most popular Sailor Senshi in most of the character polls that were coming out at the time, which is... She's very milquetoast in by most people's Western standards, but she's considered an ideal in Japan in a lot of ways because she's a great role model. So she's really popular. You
should definitely check out the final character popularity poll. It's in our pod topics channel, but it's quite bold because of 59 characters, George is like rank 35, and really his highest rank should be like 59.
He should be below that goat, like the red flag goat.
Oh, but I think the comparison with Sailor Mercury there is actually ironically kind of appropriate. Like, if people don't pick up on his very incel-y nature, you could see him as this, like, role model type character, which is very popular.
Exactly.
If he wasn't,
if you don't find George weird, then sorry, buddy.
Okay, let's move on. Anon, what was your favorite character and how you got into the thing?
Okay, so I'm not gonna say favorite Umineko character because I think I need some deep introspection.
Was it George?
Oh no! I don't have.
Was it George?
George has always been my least favorite, I promise. No, it's because I don't really know who to decide. I do really like Erica, but I like Battler, I like Beatrice, so I'm gonna say my favorite Higurashi character is Rena. I mean, I liked her whole arc, which, that's where I got into it. I was actually watching a horror anime called Another. I don't know if anyone's heard of it.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
the umbrella one?
Yeah.
Where the girl gets killed by an umbrella?
The umbrella one.
Yeah, the umbrella one. That's right.
I love Another. It's a good.
I love it too.
So good.
Yes. Now, I also love the opening, but that's besides the point. I was looking for more good horror anime, and I found Higurashi on the list, and I was like, oh, I'll watch this. This seems interesting. And then I made the connection. I was like, wait, I've seen this before. Wasn't this a visual novel first? And I went back, and I found it on Steam, and I was like, no, I know about adaptations. I want to experience the original, so...
Clever man.
I bought Higurashi and Umineko at the same time because I'm a psychopath, and I just decided I think I'm gonna like both of these, and
excuse you, didn't you know the Umineko anime is the best adaptation?
Oh my god.
There's an... I can't wait for
It takes so many creative
I can't wait
liberties,
for
I love it.
Umineko anime podcast. But yeah, that's about it. I'm guessing kind of a similar experience to a lot of people, but I didn't want to watch the anime, I wanted to play the game through. Anyway, Dust?
Before me, did you just go through over my head, or did you not talk about the Higurashi group? And like, did you only talk about two of the groups?
I only talked about like the basis of a book club and a miscellaneous topics. I don't know how we're still kind of in like this kind of like place where we're not really sure how the groups are fully formed, but I'm also thinking if we go to Higurashi, it would have a similar format with the whole, let's book club and miscellaneous topic it, you know what I mean?
Post-recording this here, at this time we had absolutely no idea how the scheduling would work, but now we do, and that's exactly what I'm here to tell you. We have 4 types of episodes. We have an Umineko Bookclub, in which we'll go through the visual novel of Umineko in a chapter-by-chapter basis, and each episode will be separated into a spoiler-free part and a full Umineko spoiler part, and those episodes will come out every 2 weeks, and on the off weeks of those episodes, you can expect episodes from the Higurashi watch-along, which will be a podcast basically discussing every 2 episodes of the new Higurashi anime that is just coming out. And it will be structured in the same way. as the Umineko Bookclub with a spoiler-free part and a full Higurashi spoiler part. And then we have two miscellaneous groups, one for Higurashi, which is called the Furude Shrine, and one for Umineko, which is called the Smoking Room. And those episodes will come out in every now and then. They don't really have a specific date to come out. They'll basically come out every time there's a relevant topic that should be covered. So yeah, that's it, and we hope you enjoy it. It is time for my own backstory. Before the backstory, my favorite character, which if you asked me a week ago, I would instantly tell you it's Rena from Higurashi, because she's just an amazing person, and like, she's just Rena is amazing. Like, Rena should be the role model for every living being on this planet, even irrational animals. So,
Poor Colonel Sanders statues, like, rest in peace if that were the case.
what? Sorry, didn't quite catch that.
The Colonel Sanders statues, like, they just get stolen by everyone. That KFC would have to spend so much money. Actually, they could just change their business model at that point, couldn't they? They could just start mass producing them. Sorry, I'm going completely off topic.
Who's even buying their chicken anyway? They taste terrible nowadays.
Yeah. Anyway, go continue on.
Mm-hmm. So, we've had discussions on our Discord server, and I think right now Rena is actually tied with Furude Erica, because like I already love Erica, but like seeing the discussions that go on in this freaking server, like oh my god, you just wait for all of your opinions on Umineko to be changed, because we've got some members here who have like full essays on characters, and I'm not joking.
Hi, that's me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure Erica has got to be tied with Rena right now. Like, I have a sticker, but I've had this sticker for like months now. I have a sticker on the back of my phone, which is just Furude Erica with her smug ass sprite, and then in red text it says "Your pee-pee small." So yeah, I really love Erica. But I really like Dwanner too, but not to the extent of Erica. As I have said, my nickname comes from the three infamous Duraneru Equinox scenes, where she just goes like, "Die the death, sentence to death, great equalizer is the death," and I love it. I just had a Chuni moment there, but come on, how can you be an Umineko fan and not have a Chuni moment every now and then?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I applaud your interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
In this from this podcast group alone, I've created an OC, and it's incredibly wavy. But also the art's so good.
That's exactly the sprite I was talking about, Sayome. We'll like ask the editors to have the sprite on screen right now. That's exactly it. See, about my backstory, I had a friend, and she was always telling me about Umineko. So I read Umineko.
I'll fucking play Umineko already.
And I like, people like to give shit to episode 1, but I absolutely loved episode 1. It's so atmospheric, and like, I instantly fell in love with Umineko. Yeah, I really liked Umineko, and I read Umineko before reading Higurashi. I did not watch the Higurashi anime, but I was this close to. So, yeah, I think I'm on the best possible fragment right now, in which I did not watch the Higurashi anime and jumped right into Umineko and then Higurashi visual novel. And yeah, I started reading Umineko 2 years ago. I read Umineko for almost an entire year, so it was quite the experience, let me tell you. Instead of binging Umineko, like reading Umineko over an entire year, it's quite the experience. And then a year ago, or no, like at the start of this year, I started reading Higurashi, and then quarantine hit, and then I binged Higurashi in like a month.
Very nice.
So there's that. And I think I am done.
Okay, I guess it's my turn then. My favourite character is, despite my username, Beatrice. Beatrice. Because, she literally contains multitudes. I find her fascinating. Can't really say much more without spoiling people, so I'm not going to. Now, how did I get into When They Cry? I started off with the Higurashi anime. I think Kai was just starting to air when I came across the anime. It was being memed to heck and back because killer lollies! Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
But I watched some clips and I'm just like, come on, there's got to be some more to this. So I thought I'd check it out. I did. There was more to it. And then when the Umineko anime started to air, I was just sort of like, oh, that's interesting. So a spiritual successor to Higurashi, which was very interesting. Let's have a look. And immediately after the first episode aired, I was kind of like, Dean did not do a good adaptation of this. This is more like a Fate Stay Night situation than the Higurashi one. I mean, Higurashi is not exactly the best adaptation in the world. That's the reason why we're getting the new anime. But it is better than the Umineko anime. I think we can all agree on that.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
So
There was just one rule of averages person who thinks Umineko anime is way better than Higurashi's.
yeah, probably.
Rule of averages.
But I don't refuse to acknowledge that person.
I tell everyone I'm that person.
I refuse to acknowledge you then.
Bad move.
But yeah. So as soon as I saw that, I went online and people were like, "Oh yeah, the visual novel is so much better." So I looked into it. I insisted on importing the disc from Japan because I don't know why. But when it arrived, I was able to use the Witch Hunt translation. Read it, loved it, favorite thing. Became my obsession at the time. Wouldn't stop talking about it. I think I put everyone I knew off reading it as a result. Chira hadn't come out yet at that point, so that was a very exciting time to be reading it. Well, I think it started coming out, but like episode 7 and 8, I don't think had come out at that point, so, less definitive answers and things like that. But yes, that's more or less my history with When They Cry. And that's my introduction done.
So my favorite character is, again, a lot of people's is Erica Furude, because I like her because she's just a being of chaos. I got into the When They Cry series about a year ago when I watched a video called "How Long Is Umineko?" and I was like,
Red Bard.
I was like, I watched it. It was like, it said it was like 100 plus hours long and longer than about Harry Potter. I was like, and it was a murder mystery. I was like, I gotta check this out. And I was like, then I found out it was connected to Higurashi, which surprisingly enough, I bought Higurashi like a week before I watched that video. I was like, I'm gonna play it someday, and I never had. I was like, so I want to check out Umineko. So I bought Umineko, and then I played all of that through a whole year, and then I finally, just a couple months ago, got to play Higurashi. Because when I bought Higurashi, not all the chapters were out on Steam. Because I think the last chapter to come out on Steam was in May.
Yeah, there was a long break.
They took a while to port it.
And they're still not done.
Last chapter.
Yeah, they're still not.
They still have a lot of.
I think they have like 4 more left.
What? No, all the main episodes are already available on Steam.
They're planning on releasing the console arcs.
Yeah, they have Ray.
I don't think they're actually planning to release the console arcs, but like the bonus PC arcs, like Ray and Ho.
Okay.
And Saikuroshi, I think, is supposed to be the next one, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, Saikuroshi is an answer, yeah.
Yep, anyway.
Coolio. All right. So, hello. My name's Lorenzo. My favorite Ryukishi character originally was Delanor, and then I just finished Sumi Hiboroshi, Chapter 6 of Higurashi, and I'm like Rena all the way because she's such a badass. Oh my god, like, I won't go too deep into, the developments, but she is more than competent, and even if the world is against her, she will find a way. And I'm just like, she's everything I ever wanted to be and more. So there's that. I suppose I'll tell you about my introduction to Higurashi/Umineko. I was an edgy middle schooler who was looking up top anime death compilations. And, of course, those famous Watanagashi scenes / Mayakashi scenes showed up, and I was like, okay, great, this is amazing, I think, because I'm totally not a sociopath. And then I also stumbled upon Umineko, and I was like, okay, cool, I guess I'll watch these shows eventually, and I never did. It was only until this past January when a friend really pushed me to start reading Umineko because I was vying for good mystery visual novels to read, and he helped walk me through the whole thing. He didn't spoil it, obviously, but he egged me on to read the whole thing, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna just keep reading this because I've invested 300 hours into it, and by the end of it, it really impacted how I read stories. So if you haven't jumped the gun on Umineko yet, I suppose you do it now because it's life-changing.
It really is.
Yeah.
Okay, hello, this is Mush, or sorry, I guess Mushroom. You could call me Mush if your heart desires. So I got into Umineko it's really funny when I'm listening to everybody in the chat saying that they got into Umineko because Higurashi when they were an edgy middle schooler, but they never continued on with their edgy middle schooler life. But of course, in 2011, I was also a edgy middle schooler, and I found Higurashi. And after I finished Higurashi, I was like, hey, let's watch this thing called Umineko. And fortunately, I lived in a country that, even though back in 2011, I'm pretty sure America still haven't finished, Witch Hunt still haven't finished their EP7 and EP8 translation. Fortunately, the country I lived in had all the translations. So I spent a whole week just waking up every day and reading 12 hours of Umineko and then go to sleep every single day. I did that for around a week and a half and finished all of Umineko. And I was only 14 years old and my life was changed. It's a very truly magical experience. Honestly speaking, I end up rereading Umineko in 2014 by myself, in 2017 with a really good friend of mine, which I got to essentially vicariously relive my childhood through him, and it was a lot of fun. To me, my favorite character in Umineko might be, this is a very hard choice. I guess the easy choice would be, say, Furude Erica. I did do a cosplay of her. I made the whole costume on
It's an amazing costume. Can you show the cosplay?
It is.
Yeah, I will link a picture later if anybody wanted to plop that in the YouTube video eventually. But it's a pretty good costume. I'm very proud of it. I made completely from scratch. However, I think I didn't get to truly enjoy Furude Erica and her whole extraness until I made a costume of her and then feel like I'm embodying Erica energy, and I was like, damn, there's something truly powerful about just not giving a shit and just to pursue whatever you think is right. And honestly speaking, kind of admirable. And that's it. That's what I think. That's the end of my introduction, I guess.
Okay, so hi, I'm Sayome, and I guess I should start off with, okay, first of all, I have to say, I stand Erica, but also, I have so many favorite characters, like, honestly. Okay, with Higurashi, for example, first, like, Rika. I really love her, like, she just speaks to me on, like, a personal level and, like, all she goes through, and it's just really nice. And then in Umineko, I would say that Shannon and Kanon, because, like, I love the, like, relationship and stuff, and, like, how they interact with each other, how they're just so cute together, and I love them. And, like, then also there's, like, Bert's teacher. She's just so deep and, like, amazing, and I love, like, every time she's on screen, she, like, steals the show, and it's just amazing. And yeah, that's it for my favorite characters, I think. And about how I got into, like, when they cry, like, I can really remember it, like, it's really in my brain. Like, I remember, like, during that time when Doki Doki Literature Club was, like, big, and I'd like searched up, like, music for it and stuff, and, like, I saw a YouTube comment specifically that said, like, if you like DDLC, then you will like Higurashi. So I started, like, watching, like, the anime at first, and, like, I just fell into a rabbit hole, and, like, it was just so amazing. Like, it really changed my life, I think, and it's just, wow, it's amazing. And yeah, I think that's my experience with When They Cry.
I'm Yensid, and I guess I'm unique because I've only, like, just got into When They Cry, like, a few months ago.
He's a baby.
We will guide you, baby.
Hey, I'm only a year old.
He's literally crying.
When the baby cries.
Yeah.
Anyway, I only got into it, like, a few months ago, but, the reason I started it was that I just got finished with House and Fata Morgana and absolutely fucking adored it, and I was just thinking, what are other VNs like this? I can't really think of anything. I guess there's that Umineko one that has a kind of similar look and vibe. Like, at least with a kind of Western European aesthetic. But, like, so I started it, and then, but then I heard some people saying about how Umineko would spoil Higurashi, and my friend Ipatsu's in the podcast later.
Come on.
I mean,
in episode 5, I think, like, Lambda says some stuff.
That was just a joke. I didn't read I read Higurashi after Umineko, and I didn't have that line on my head. I took that as a simple joke, not as an actual answer to Higurashi.
Yeah.
Well, I just heard, like, kind of vague, contradictory things of, no, it won't spoil it. Yes, it will spoil it. So I just thought it's safer to just play Higurashi first. So I, like, binged Higurashi for, like, basically nothing but Higurashi for like over a month until like had all 7 episodes except for the 07th mod that didn't come out.
Yeah, we had same experience
for the 8th episode. Like until after I was done finishing the 7th episode, and right now I'm still on episode 4. Well, I'd finished all the question arcs of Umineko, and I'm really, really fucking liking it.
And now you've just dropped into this cesspit of potential spoiler people. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Stand Erica.
I mean, you guys have been, like, pretty good about it.
I mean, potential? Oof. Good luck, by the way.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the expectations of Yensid right now about Erica. He's just here on episode 4, hearing, like, all of these people stand Erica this hard, and he hasn't even met Erica yet.
Erica's so good.
I think I'm one of the
Yeah,
I think I'm one of the only people who hasn't, like, gone like, oh, Erica, oh, which is hilarious because that's my name.
You'll convert. You'll convert.
I should be primed to love her.
But
Yeah, I'm, like, kind of hyped for Erica because, I was gonna say, like, so far my favorite character of Umineko is Beatrice, and just the description of Erica sounds like Beatrice, but better.
Debatable.
No, they are very different.
It's Beato,
I stand Erica,
even-
but that's
even-
debatable.
No, yeah, she's similar
Anyway.
to Beato, but like, if you just
Well, I
up,
just-
up the like, if there was an option to choose how bitch you want the character to be, Erica's just like goes through the roof, you know.
Yeah, Erica is more bitchy whilst Beatrice is more classic troll, I'd say.
Erica's a rat.
Well, I just really love how Beatrice is such a crackhead queen bitch.
No, I love
She
it.
is.
And I answered in my in the Higurashi episode that my favorite Higurashi character was probably Shion. I really like Rena and Mion, but something about Shion's chapter just really hit for me. I guess that's about it.
Well,
All right.
Should we stop
So
recording?
no,
Wait,
DDLC
wait, hey,
is
folks.
introduction.
Y'all forgetting me the whole time. I get it.
Alright, all of us have introduced ourselves. All of us have done it. We can end the episode.
Ouch. Y'all painful. Hi everyone, I'm Dee. I think favorite character first. It's probably Beatrice. Erica is really close up there.
Stan.
Battler's really up there too. Like, I like Battler, I like Erica, but I think I align the most with Beatrice, mostly because I'm a very evasive bitch.
Relatable.
I had this whole like relationshipy talk a couple weeks ago, and the entire time I could like feel the person was like trying to get me to like admit I really like them, and I was being I was being evasive until I had to like definitively say effectively in red my various truth. Point is, it was like even during like very stressful situations, I'm like, oh man, it's like Umineko, isn't it?
You're a pure
That's my
Tsundora,
life.
basically.
Yeah. What's the difference between Sindora and Sindera?
But there
I
isn't
get it.
one. I
Like,
think the idea it was just a joke because the term didn't really exist back then. So I think it was just a joke.
Ah.
So Tsundora is the special
maybe-
Umineko variant of a Tsundere.
I'm wondering if Sindora would be the concept of being tundra-like, being like that, but never really warming up into the dairy side, just always being a troll, but you have to be like, I'm pretty sure they love me. They're stabbing me with 7 stakes, but I'm pretty sure they love me.
Alternative take,
kinda.
it's because they're also adorable.
Yeah. Soon adorable. My story of how I got into all of this is, I think, vastly different from everybody else, because it sounds like everyone got into Higurashi first, then got into Umineko. For me, when I got into, I did watch Higurashi when I was an edgy teen. But, like, when I was watching it as an edgy teen, I got bored after, like, 7 episodes. I don't know why. It's just, like, the rural setting never really caught me. But I was also an edgy teen in that I really liked magic. So when I was roughly about like 9 years ago in 2011, I was looking up like casually just like occult stuff, occult like witches and magic. I was like, are there like occult anime?
Damn, this is Kinzo in real life.
And then I found Umineko. Now here's the thing about Umineko. Back then in 2011, there was Witch Hunt Translation. I think they only had like the first 1 or 2 out. And I'm like, oh wow, this is a really good like light novel, and I got into the light novel, and I realized there were supposed to be like 6 other chapters, but they weren't being edited. Like, they weren't translated yet. I waited for months and years, unlike Mushroom over here, to just read through each part slowly, agonizing for months. What is happening? Thinking for months. What is the point of the story?
Isn't that the same experience
And
you
I'm
had, Avatrice, since you...
Oh, yeah. No, the same. The agonizing way. I mean, didn't quicken quite as early because I started reading, I think, well, I got 1 to 4 when I started reading it, so I got to read that first chunk, but then I didn't get 5 to 8 until, that came out on disc, and then I had to wait for Witch Hunt to actually translate it, so I can relate.
Yeah.
I can really relate.
Yeah, that is exactly my... Yeah, no, you and I... Yeah, we've got that down. Just months and years of thinking and waiting and never getting a real answer.
Just the agony.
Like, I have reread 1 to 6 countless times. I can't even imagine. And, like, each of them are, like, 15 hours. And do you have any idea how much of my life I've already spent to Umineko? Quite a lot. I've been out at this for 9 years. And, like, I keep coming back. I really want an Umineko tattoo. It's, like, a big thing. Also, my boyfriend, who I really want to, like, get into Umineko, but, like, no matter how much I try, he's never going to get into it. He's willing to get an Umineko tattoo for me.
Aww!
What?
That's so cute.
Yeah. One-wing angel. One-wing eagle. Sorry. Brain fart.
Is it gonna
That
be
would
like
be
Shannon's
epic.
on his leg?
That would be nice. I want to get it on my arm,
So
so I can like always look at
that'd
it.
be
Like Eva, like on the side, or like...
I think forearm for me. I think maybe like upper arm for him. I don't know.
Do you have other tattoos?
I have a single heart tattoo underneath my right ear.
Huh.
That's all.
That's cute.
But yeah, I really want this tattoo more than anything, and like I want him to get into it, and even though because he knows that even though he doesn't understand it, like it's something that's been such a major element of my life for 9 years.
Yeah.
It's big.
He's going to understand it one day.
I feel...
He's never gonna sit down and read 120 hours of novel.
He might.
What did you...
Put him in the logic, I wouldn't force him.
Huh?
I feel so privileged in the fact that my partner has actually sat down and read most of it. I mean, he's kind of stalling episode 8, but he's been a good boy and read it mostly.
Nice.
But I was basically in the reverse situation when I got into Umineko, so don't worry, that will eventually happen.
He'll break. It's just a matter of time.
It would be nice, but I have great doubts because I don't think I have any successful cases of getting people to read Umineko, like at all.
I got my best friend to read one. I got him to read the first manga, like the first volume, and then he just forgot.
I think the manga is a lot more accessible because it's an actual physical thing that you can put in front of them and be kind of like read it, and then they'll have it there to haunt them. So they'll have to think about
the
it.
visual novels,
the clues are also way more apparent in the manga. Way more apparent.
Yeah, I would agree. I personally do think that the visual novel is the definitive version, obviously, but the manga is a good way to get them, like, invested, I think.
Yeah.
I really want him to get invested. I want anyone I recommended to get invested.
I
But, like,
want everyone.
I've dated around a bit.
First
and, like,
Umineko
I've
reading.
even made it, like... I've dated around a bit. I've even, like, gotten people to be like, hey, this is really important to me if you want to be with me. Like, I'm not saying you have to, but also it is really important. Like, intense Beatrice eyes.
Yeah.
But then, like, squat. And I want to say I've broken up with someone over Umineko, but I haven't. That's my goal.
I mean, I've literally...
Bruh.
I've literally only dated this one person, and we've been together for, on the 16th next month, it will have been 10 years. So...
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a good boy. I mean, he listens to my recommendations. I mean, like, we were friends for a couple of years
Kelly.
before that happened, and I managed to get him invested in One Piece. So, considering that I managed to make him marathon that... Yeah.
The only piece of content I think I know that's longer than Umineko is One Piece.
Sure, the One Piece is insane.
Yeah, and I managed to get him to stop reading that when we were just friends. And he was like, I had tried with so many friends, and he was the only one that got into it.
I guess I realized my hypocrisy now that my friend didn't want to start Umineko, and I was like, why don't you want to read Umineko? Then he's deep into One Piece, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to start One Piece.
Well, maybe you can trade.
Maybe.
I mean, like, it depends. Was he saying watch the anime? Because don't. That's such a time waster. Go for the manga. It's much more time efficient and actually story compact. The One Piece anime just stretches things out.
The Umineko manga is also pretty compact, but also I feel like I was missing a lot of like inner details.
I think yes and no, because the thing is, it has more ways of having visual shorthand than the visual novel, obviously. So I think there's definitely some things missing, but it's still a decent approximation. It's certainly a better adaptation than the freaking anime was.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's a pretty good
No, the
adaptation.
anime is not. The anime is not.
Virgin Umineko,
Hey guys.
anime is shoving 50 hours of visual novel into 24 episodes of anime versus Shad One Piece anime going on for 2 million episodes.
I mean, they do that at least partially by stretching out.
Do you know what's even better? Do you know what's even better than Umineko anime? Umineko pachinko sprite.
Oh my god, alright. I think that's where this conversation
I think that's where we can. I think that's where we can call this podcast episode.
No, yeah, but I wanted to say this. Wanted to say this some minutes ago when we were talking about Umineko once on stream, and you said that you were basically recommending Umineko to the people on this introduction episode, in case like someone listening to this has only experienced Higurashi. And I was gonna say, if you end up buying Umineko on Steam, please install the patch. Please don't read Umineko with pachinko sprites. For the love of God.
You can watch. You can use the originals.
Yeah, read it through original sprites. I went through original sprites. You hate
I remember the days when there was only the original sprites. Thank you very much, and we enjoyed them.
No, I like the originals too, but like I think the default ones on Steam are the pachinko. So.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
But they do have
back in
switch.
my day, the
Ryukishi
Ryukishi sprites looked HD.
I mean, mitten hands aside, they're very, they're very expressive.
No, I
but we
like
should talk about this on a later episode. Hey, great job, everyone, with our introductions.
Yay!